A sharp chill creeps over her skin. It is not just the cold, it is something else. Something unseen. Something wrong. Pain comes next. A slow, pulsing ache spreading through her body, wrapping around her like heavy chains. Her wrists sting. She tries to move. Nothing. A pull. A twist. The restraint does not break. The air thickens. It presses against her chest. Her breath quickens. Her heart pounds. A single thought rises above the confusion, clawing its way to the surface. Where is she? Memories flicker like distant flames. A smile. A stranger's warm gaze. A restaurant humming with laughter. The clink of a glass raised in a toast. A sip. The taste of something unfamiliar. A laugh, gentle and knowing. Then, nothing. She blinks, fighting against the darkness. Shapes shift around her. Not just shadows. Not just tricks of the eye. Someone is there. Watching. A voice cuts through the silence, steady, familiar, and wrong all at once. Her name. Spoken softly, as if it belongs to the one calling. As if they have always known it. A wave of fear coils inside her. The kind that does not scream. The kind that settles deep, quiet, unshaken. She tenses, every muscle bracing for what comes next. Whatever it is, she is not ready. A message appears. A name she does not recognize. A simple greeting. Nothing unusual. Curiosity flickers. A moment of hesitation. Then a reply. The words come quickly, smooth as silk. Playful. Confident. The kind that pull you in before you realize you are already too close. The conversation stretches. Hours become days. The charm does not fade. The interest does not wane. He listens. He understands. He says all the right things. But something is off. Too perfect. Too seamless. A pause. A breath. A whisper of doubt. Then the invitation arrives. Let's meet in person. 3 words. A line drawn. A decision to make. Her fingers hover. A voice in her mind reminds her to be careful. She types, okay. A warm greeting. A knowing smile. Everything feels effortless. He is attentive, polite, the perfect gentleman. The conversation flows without force. A laugh escapes her lips before she even realizes it. The night hums around them. The minutes slip too easily through her fingers. A sip of her drink. A pause. The taste lingers, strange, unfamiliar. She frowns. He watches. It's just a new flavor, he says. The words are gentle. The smile does not waver. She nods. The glass touches her lips once more. A slow numbness creeps into her fingers. A heaviness settles behind her eyes. She blinks, forcing herself to stay present. The conversation continues, but the words start to blur. The room tilts. She grips the table, trying to steady herself. The voices around her become distant, muffled, like sounds underwater. His voice remains clear. Soft. Close. Don't fight it. A final moment of panic. A last heartbeat of resistance. Then everything goes dark. Pain strikes first. A slow, throbbing ache crawling through her skull, spreading, weighing her down. The air is thick, heavy. Something is wrong. Her hands twitch, fingers curling, testing movement. A sharp sting burns against her wrists. She pulls, once, then again. The restraints hold firm. A breath is drawn, unsteady. Around her, the silence shifts. Faint whispers drift through the air, too quiet to understand, too close to ignore. She is not alone. Footsteps. Steady. Measured. A shadow moves. The whispers fade. A voice speaks, smooth and unhurried. You're finally awake. The words hang between them, thick with certainty. No questions. No surprise. Only knowing. Her eyes dart around, taking in more than she wants to see. More than just herself. Others sit bound, their faces pale with fear. Some watch in silence, others keep their heads low, avoiding the truth before them. A slow, careful sigh follows. You were chosen. The statement lands like a weight. Not a mistake. Not a coincidence. A single thought takes shape. This is not about money. Something worse. The realization seeps in, cold and unwelcome. The man's eyes hold no urgency, no concern. Whatever is coming, he is ready for it. And it is coming soon. Her fingers press against the restraints, twisting, pulling. Panic will not save her. A plan will. A whisper slithers through the darkness. There's a way out. A voice, close. A captive like her. Fingers tighten. Hands move, slow, steady. Nails dig, wrists scrape, skin burns. The rope gives just a little. Footsteps again. Closer this time. The air shifts. Stillness spreads. A guard enters. Breaths are held. Eyes meet. A nod. The plan begins. A sudden scrape. A chair overturned. A body lunges. The silence shatters. A shout. A struggle. A desperate fight for control. Somewhere, a door stands open. Freedom is near. But not everyone will make it. A sharp cry cuts through the silence. Then, chaos. Bodies move in a frenzied rush. The struggle is instant. Hands grab, voices shout, fear thickens the air. She thrashes, twisting, kicking, forcing the grip on her to loosen. A sudden shove, a desperate lunge forward, and the hands slip away. Screams echo. Some captives break free, their feet scrambling toward any opening. Some hesitate, frozen in fear. Others are pulled back, their chance slipping away. She does not stop. Her heart pounds, feet moving before her mind can think. Survival is all that matters. Footsteps thunder behind her. A sharp command. The chase has begun. Heavy boots slam against the ground. They are coming. She pushes forward, lungs burning. A door at the end of the hall, a glimpse of hope. Her fingers curl around the handle. She pulls. Nothing. It does not budge. Her breath comes in sharp gasps. The memory returns. A guard. A key. A single flash of metal tucked into a belt. It is behind her. A risk worth taking. She spins, pulse hammering, eyes searching. Her fingers close around the key. Then, a voice. You think you can run? The words drip with amusement, slow, deliberate. She turns. A figure stands before the door. Eyes cold. Knife gleaming. The space between them shrinks. A lunge. A blade slicing through the air. She ducks, barely missing the strike. She fights. A kick, a shove, a desperate move. Hands grasp, arms block, the knife flashes again. She moves faster. She must. One of them must fall. The door swings open. She stumbles through, hands shaking, lungs burning. A grasp at her wrist. Fingers pulling. She yanks free. Air bites at her skin. The cold rushes in. She is outside. Distant wails rise in the night. The world is still moving. She is still alive. But the nightmare is not over. The scars remain. The danger is not gone. She stumbles forward, breathless. Her legs shake beneath her. Each step feels heavier than the last. I was taken. I escaped. They are still out there. The words tumble out, jagged, rushed. Hands tremble. Breath shudders. The officers exchange glances. No urgency. No alarm. Did you see their faces? The silence stretches. The answer is useless. A sigh. A shrug. These things happen. Days pass. The world moves forward. But the nights remain unchanged. The silence is loud. The memories sharper than before. The wounds heal. The scars do not. A headline flickers across a screen. Another woman. Another disappearance. The cycle continues. The same story. The same warning ignored. Some monsters are never caught. But fear no longer holds her. The past has spoken. Now, it is her turn. One voice may save another. Be careful who you trust. The story must be told. So she speaks. She shares. She fights. Not a victim. A survivor. The nightmare did not break her. It made her stronger. Some smiles are warm. Some hide sharp teeth. Some hands reach to help. Others reach to take. She had trusted too easily. The words had been sweet, the gestures kind. She had believed in the illusion. But not every kindness is pure. Not every outstretched hand is meant to save. Trust, once given, is not so easily reclaimed. Like stepping blindfolded toward a pit, she had walked willingly, thinking she was safe. But the ground had crumbled beneath her feet. She had paid the price. The signs had been there. The little hesitations. The excuses wrapped in charm. If she had looked closer, she would have seen the cracks. Doubt had knocked at her mind. Once. Twice. But she had silenced it, choosing belief over caution. Knowledge is protection. The more you see, the harder it is to be fooled. She will not be fooled again. Somewhere, another girl is reading a message. A stranger's words, smooth and careful. A story too perfect. A promise too easy. She wishes she could speak. She wishes she could warn them before it is too late. Some traps are well hidden. A kind voice. A gentle touch. A whisper that feels like love. She cannot change her past. But she can change what comes next. Not every invitation is innocent. Some doors should never be opened. Not every hand should be held. Some only pull you into the dark.